What is up, Critics? Welcome back to the series where I customize and review past DLC and OG vehicles that I never got the chance to because I didn't start making car customization videos till about late 2015. And of course, welcome back to the 3 Halloween past DLC customization videos for this week. We of course did the Frankenstein and the Lurcher in the last 2 videos, and today we'll be doing the Sanctus. Now I do want to mention that in the past I did customize the Sanctus when it originally released, but that was a very old video from 2016 with my awful mic quality from back then, so that's why a lot of you suggested that I redo it. So the Sanctus came out with the Bikers update during a drip feed week on October 28th, 2016. It can be found on the 7 San Andreas website for almost $2 million, which is just absolutely nuts. I think this is an insane amount of money for a motorcycle that doesn't really do anything special except for the colored headlights and the Ghost Rider look, I guess. Now back then, the colored headlights were a big deal because you have to remember that this was before Arena War, which that allowed you to change the headlight colors of your cars. Before Arena War, you really couldn't do that. So back then, this was pretty much the only personal vehicle that had a crazy headlight color. Now I'm hoping that this bike will be on sale tomorrow for the October 28th event week, so if you don't own one and really want it, I definitely hold off until the 28th. Also remember that for those of you who don't own the Frankenstein, Lurcher, or the Sanctus, you can only buy them during the Halloween event weeks that happen for a couple weeks every year. And of course, if you already own them, they will stay on the websites for you, but for those of you who do not own them, they will go away for the websites until next year. So if you truly want it, make sure to buy it before the next event week ends. Now in terms of performance, this bike is in the top 20 for the motorcycles class for lap time, which is very impressive for a chopper. Pretty much all the bikes that beat it performance wise are sports bikes and crazy bikes like the Hakachu Drag and the Shotaro, so if you're looking for the quickest chopper, this is definitely the one. But remember that you're not going to really want to use this thing for motorcycle races because of those crazy fast sport bikes. But anyways, in terms of what the Sanctus is based on, it's primarily based on a combination of the Orange County Chopper's Black Widow bike and the famous Ghost Rider bike as well. So that's why the bike cost so much money in the game. I think if Rockstar were to add this bike in today, they'd probably figure out a way to drive it around with fire going off and all that, and maybe leave a fire trail behind you like the movie, but this was back in 2016, so they weren't really doing that crazy of stuff back then. But for now, there is a technique that I'll show later in the video on how to make it look pretty realistic with the fire and all that. But anyways, first let's dress up for the occasion, and let's go ahead and check out the customization for this awesome Ghost Rider bike.
What were you looking for?
Alright, Sanctus with the Ghost Rider.
What can I help you with?
Alright, armor,
Makes sense in these troubled times,
brakes, bodywork. So you got the front mudguards and the custom. So in the movie it didn't really have a mudguard. I mean, it was pretty much like nothing at the front. So I think the closest would be the stock mudguard. Again, all personal preference, but I'm gonna end up going with that one. Rear mudguard. This one had like a really cool cover on the back, but I feel like these aren't crazy enough looking. The other one had like spikes and stuff on top. These are just both smooth. So again, the stock mudguard would be the closest. Again, I'm trying to do the Ghost Rider build here as best I can with what we have in the game. Continuing, fuel tanks. So this one gets rid of the like the skull fuel tank, which is kind of what you want. I don't see why you'd get rid of that, but here are all the different kind of smooth gas tank variants. I keep that. Belt drive covers. We have all the different ones here, and the closest one is actually the chrome flame cover, which happens to be the last one. So there you go. Engine block. So you have stock engine block, half chrome, secondary, and then full chrome. You definitely want to do the full chrome.
She's got a good chassis on
Engine
her.
tunes, air filter. So this one again is another one of those that they just had a lot going on in that area. So you can pretty much put any of these that you want. I think out of all of them, the closest would probably be the big scoop air filter. Again, in this section you can put whatever you want, even the the stock one is pretty cool, or the sharp tip cone, all personal preference, but I'm gonna go with the big scoop.
Technology and budget permitting.
Exhaust, so you have the drag pipes, the slide slash, and the double chop, and the double chop are pretty much identical to the ones from the movie, so that's the one you want there.
If I hear you, I'll wait.
The lights, I wouldn't change that, but if you want to change it, all up to you. Livery, so you have all the different liveries, and it's just the gas tank, so again, I mean, you can kind of see them there, they're alright, but again, the closest would be to just leave it stock primary color. License plate, nothing really too crazy. I mean, I'm just gonna go probably with the black background. I don't really have a good plate for this one, so just leave it like that. Actually, I do have maybe something that might fit it, sorta, even though I had this for one of my demon builds, but I mean, it kind of works with this. Where is it? Past it somewhere. Oh, here it is. Yeah, there you go. Demon. Kind of works somewhat. Alright. Respray. You have, let's go here to, so most people will do like chrome, but the problem with the chrome is that it's just too bright. You want something a little more toned down. The brushed aluminum is pretty close as well, but to me the best one is the brushed black steel. That's the one that gives it the best look, so we're gonna do that. For primary and secondary. Secondary for this bike is the skull, pretty much like the top half of the bike, pretty much. Very, very cool. So again, metals, brushed black steel. You can see there it's like a darker chrome. It just looks really, really good. A transmission, max that out. Turbo, same there. Alright, wheels. So the stock wheels are actually the closest ones, but they are a bit on the thin side, especially at the back. So if you want to make them wider, look a bit better, you go here to front, you go to chrome. Actually, we'll do the back first so you can see the difference. Go rear, go chrome, and then the razor are pretty much identical. Right here, razor, and you can see the difference. If I back out here, you'll see, boom, the stock one is a lot thinner, so razor, definitely the one you want to put one of these custom ones. So we got the razors there. You can see front and rear, pretty much identical. Front wheel, same thing. Go here to razor. There they are. Perfect. And the front one is the front one. Yeah, it's a tiny bit bigger, barely, just a little tiny bit. Okay, razor. Perfect. All right. Next up, we got tire enhancements. We're gonna put bulletproof tires. And then tire smokes. Well, tire smokes in general. If you want to pick one of these. All personal preference. If you want to somewhat make it look kind of realistic, a little bit better, you can go for the orange tire smoke to make it somewhat look like the, you know, the flames it leaves behind, kind of trail, but all up to you. I think it's kind of cool to do it, so why not? And that's all the options there. Alright, let's take it for a drive, or should I say a ride. Exit ground. So used to customizing cars. Alright, rev it. Thank you, assistant. Oh yeah, first person. How does it look? Wow, this is actually pretty sick, not gonna lie. This is awesome. Alright. Tons and tons and tons of wheel spin. Now that's something you'll notice with this bike, it has a lot of wheel spin. You can literally do a donut with it, which I'll show you right here really quick. You can literally do a donut with this thing, which is kind of funny. And of course you can wheelie with it. It does some really nice wheelies. See, I'm holding it there. And once you do that, I mean, it flies with those wheelies. It goes very, very quick for being a chopper. Handling has to be expected from, you know, chopper bikes in the game. It handles as you would expect. Turn here, lots of understeer. Sometimes the back end will randomly step out on you and you really can't control it at certain instances, but gonna take a corner here, but it's still very fun to ride and all that. Alright, let's go to a location, try to find something somewhat secluded so I can show you guys. Oh, I guess I can do it right here. Alright. So, one of the best tricks to do the Ghost Rider thing. Obviously there's no doors on this, so I can't show that part that I always do in the video, but we get your jerry can out, and you want to pour some fuel right here, a little bit there, around it. Okay, and then what you want to do is hop on the bike, back up, and then do a burnout, let it light on fire, and then boom! Ghost Rider! Woo! Obviously your health suffers and you probably die, but that's the price you gotta pay. It's mainly for like photos and stuff like that. And then of course you can keep equipping snacks to bring your health back up. But yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. Is it worth $2 million? I don't think so. I think that's way too much money for this. I mean, this thing doesn't fly, it doesn't shoot missiles, it doesn't have a constant, you know, flame behind you as you're driving around. It doesn't really have that special something that, you know, $2 million special vehicles have, like the Deluxo that flies, the Scramjet that jumps and shoot missiles, the Ruiner 2000 that jumps, shoot missiles, and has the parachute. You know, all those special vehicles have something. The Shotaro, it doesn't really do anything in free mode, but it is the fastest bike in the game still for most tracks, so at least that's something. But you know, this one, it really doesn't do much except for be, I guess, the fastest version of a chopper, or should I say the quickest version of a chopper. But there isn't a choppers class, they're all in motorcycles, so again, I really hope it's on discount. I'm recording this on a Wednesday, so I hope it's on a discount tomorrow for the Thursday event week. I guess we'll see. I would definitely hold off on buying it until then, but I love this thing. I've had mine ever since 2016 when it came out. I've never sold it. I still have the same one. I just recustomized it for this video, and yeah, just all around great bike. And of course you can put it in your biker clubhouse if you have that. Just put it back there and use it whenever Halloween event week comes around or when you're bored. Anyways guys, hope you enjoyed. Remember to let me know what vehicle from late 2015 and older you want to see me customize next for next week, which the series will go back to normal for suggestions. So again, let me know in the comments what vehicle you want to see me customize next. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.